Hello my dear students, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are discussing about the built-in function. So in the question might be that is what are the built-in functions, okay? So what are built-in functions are nothing but built-in functions, another name of the built-in functions would be the library functions which are already known and it is already defined in the particular library of C. So what we need to do is we need to include the header files with which we can access the functions which are already known. So every C is having a rich set of functions. C is having rich set of header files. Whenever you want to use the functions, compulsory you need to include the header files, without which the program will not work. What is the purpose of the header files? Header files are nothing but it has the declarations and the details about the functions used. Everything is available in the header files with which you can use it. Okay. Now we will see some of the built-in functions which are available to us. That is, there are different built-in functions, so we can use it. That is, either we can go for the mathematical functions, we can go for the string functions, we can go for the input and the output function. So these header files are stored in math.h, string.h and stdio. We will see at the later stage. Okay. Now what are the mathematical functions which are given? Okay, they are included. Thus, if you want to include them, what we need to do is we need to include with the header file, that is hash. That is, we need to have a header file, that is hash include math.h. Math.h is the header file which you want when you want to use these particular values. Okay. Now what are these? That is square root, power, seal, floor, and sin x, cos x, and tan x. But okay, these are the different trigonometric functions where if you want to use with the trigonometry based calculations, you need to use this. Now when you talk about the square root, what is the square root? If you want to square a particular given number, then what you can do is you have to, that is square root of 5. That is nothing but here you have to specify the value, that is you will get the value as 25. Power x is raised to the power of 3, that is 2 is raised, for example 2 is raised to the power of 3, that is nothing but here you will get the value as 8. Now when you talk about the seal, that is nothing but here 3.1. Okay, the value whatever it is upper side, if you look at the rounding value will be the, because seal is nothing but we have to look up, the ceiling is nothing but up, so we have to see it up, rounds up to the upper value. Okay, whatever the upper value is there, it will round up to it. When you talk about the floor, that is 3.012. Okay, look at to the down value here is nothing but here it is nothing but 3. So whatever the ground value it is there, it will round up to the round value. Okay, so floor is nothing but it will round to the ground value. When you talk about the seal, it will round it of the upper value. When you talk about the all this trigonometric function, these are the trigonometric functions which are used. So if you want to include them in your particular header file, compulsory along with stdio.h, because we are using the functions printf and scanf, we need to include the stdio.h. Along with that, if you are using these particular functions within your program, compulsory you need to use the math.h. Okay. Now next is string based functions. String based functions are functions which talk about the string related factor, that is string related calculations, whatever it is there, it is available in the string based functions. So the string based functions, if you want to include them, you have to include the header file along with stdio.h. Okay, so these are the different function, that is string ln will give you the length. Okay, if you want to find out the length of the string, you can use the string length function. String copy is nothing but where the source string is copied to the destination and you are retrieving the original copy is given to the duplicate value or another value, where you are copying the contents of one string to the other. When you want a concatenation is nothing but when you want to add two strings together or append one string to the another string, we use it as a concatenate. When you compare it one string to the other string, it is strcmp. Strcmp is nothing but when you want to compare one string to the other. Okay, so these are the two functions which talk about the math and string. Okay, now we will see the character or the C type functions. It is nothing but we are checking whether a particular character is alphabetical or not, whether you are checking whether a digit function is a digit or not, when you want to convert an uppercase to the lowercase, or when you want to convert a particular value to the lowercase, then these are the functions which you need to use. And the header file along with stdio.h, you have to include C type h. Okay, So these are the different character functions which are used. Now next talking about the stdio.fetch. Stdio.h is nothing but a header file which will contain the details about the printf, scanf, getf, putf. These are the formatted and the unformatted functions which are being given. Formatted means it's nothing but it is having certain format. You need to follow the format and you have to see whether it is matching to the correct format or not. When you talk about the getf and putf, so it is nothing but unformatted functions which you need to include. So whenever you are using this, compulsory we need to take the header file called stdio.h. Okay. Now when you want to talk when you want to include the time related functions within your program, compulsory we need to include the time.h as a header file. What is time.h? It's nothing but it is a header file which has certain functions which talk about the system time, the processor time, and it is converting the time to the string. So these are the functions which are given to us. So what are they? That is time, clock, and C time. So these are the built-in functions which are given to us. What are the built-in functions which are given to us? They are being given under a header file. So whenever you are using the built-in functions, compulsory you need to include the header files, with which it helps us to maintain the code and reduces the complexity. At the same time, we are increasing the efficiency. Along with that, accuracy of a program is increased as we can easily identify our work with the built-in functions which are given to us. So thereby we are saving the time and effort. So the summary point would be that is the built-in functions are the predefined functions in C that helps us in simplifying our work and enhancing our programming capabilities. At the same time, we need to make a point that we need to include the header files, that is the respective header file, that is math.h or string.h or ctype.h or the stdio.h or the time.h if you want to include the different respective built-in functions. Okay. Please like and subscribe with the CR Digital classes. Thank you.